Well, greetings, members. Now, we've had to postpone this one twice, so I thought we'll give this a crack and go virtual or go online, as they put it. But bear with me, first time I've done something like this. Hopefully you can see everything right. But here goes nothing. Rather than postpone again, I thought we would run this Thought Leader series virtually and send it out as a link. We obviously had many people that registered and we had to postpone twice, but now we can get it out to everybody. That's the upside. So today's topic, very simply, personal development and strategy. So I want to run through some templates, have a discussion about a few things on how we can do that with people and making sure that we're constantly working on ourselves. And as we say here at the Coffee Commune, our job is to accelerate your potential. We want to be part of that ecosystem that enables us to accelerate your potential, to help you accelerate your potential. And personal development strategy is a big part of that, something that I believe in, I work on myself. And I work on with obviously our teams to do that and encourage them. So it all starts with you. Let me say from the onset, it's all about personal, professional, and family. All of person comes to work. So personal, professional, and family is what it's all about. Making sure that we touch all three things and keep our lives in harmony and make sure that we are at the best possible shape mentally, physically, spiritually, but also to achieve that, it's all about addressing and making sure that we are focusing on our personal lives, our professional lives, and our family lives. So that's what we're going to talk about. So to kick it off, I want to talk about SMART goals. It's all about setting up SMART goals, setting goals around personal, family, and professional. I always say pen and paper never lies. Sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and set SMART goals, specific goals, measurable goals, achievable goals, relevant goals, and timely goals. So that's the concept of SMART goals. Do this around your personal, professional, and family. You know, we always say that if you don't have a vision, then you can't see it. If you can see it, you can touch it. These are the things that we need to be able to do. Is you've got to be able to imagine where you want to be. And part of that is about setting these goals. Goals can sometimes be called purpose. They can be called whatever you want them to be, your why. It doesn't really matter. 3 pieces of paper: personal, professional, and family, and build SMART goals. Have specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely goals. I always say about 2 to 3 in each area. 2 or 3 major professional, personal, and family goals you want to achieve. It's something I do with my kids. It's something I do personally. It's something I do with our teams. And I don't just get them to focus on the personal or focus just on the professional. Remember that it's all of person, even for kids. It's all of person that comes to work. It's all of person that's at home, whether it's my 13-year-old daughter or my 11-year-old boy. They have a personal, professional, and family life. Obviously, personal is all about them. Family is about their parents, their siblings, their grandparents, cousins, etc. And professional is obviously school. So this is something I do with them, get them to build their SMART goals in each area. You know, I often say it's very simple. A lot of it talk about, you know, the Simon Sinek really brought to life the concept of the why. But if you think about it, the why's been around for a long time, right? The why, your purpose, you know, so it's another way of saying, what's your why? What's your purpose? What's your vision? I touched on this before, you know, what is it? What problem are you going to solve? How can you be relevant? These are the things that make up your why. Why do I exist? How do I live this place better than what it was? But you need to do that and separate it out personally, professionally, and family, and understand that there's a why, there's a purpose, there's a vision for each of it. You've got to have a vision for yourself personally. For me, it was all about losing weight. It was all about getting healthy. It was all about dropping 70 odd kilos. The byproduct was losing the weight, but the vision was seeing myself as a healthy person, seeing myself in the best physical condition possible for my kids, for myself, for my confidence, for their confidence, and also to be a role model, because I didn't want my kids making sure that they were overweight. So personally, I had this vision of being the best version of myself, being as healthy as possible, living a healthy lifestyle, getting into routine, and the byproduct of that was that I dropped the weight and hopefully live longer. You know, my why when it comes to the Coffee Commune, that's simple. Our purpose at the Coffee Commune is to help cafe owners, to help the coffee industry as a whole, not just cafe owners, but to help the industry as such come together. Our vision is a place to build an ecosystem, a facility called the Coffee Commune, where people come to collaborate, where the industry comes together to collaborate. How? Well, through education, through coffee purchasing, through production, whatever it is that they interact, through buying power. And what do we want to achieve? Well, we want to achieve efficiency, we want to achieve profitability, we want to achieve sustainability. So you can start to see how we bring this concept of your why, your purpose, your vision to life using both me personally and the weight loss and using the commune. What is a vision? A vision statement describes the company's or your purpose, what the company you are striving for, what it is that you want to achieve. You've got to have that very clear. That is what a vision does. It sets out your purpose. It sets out what you're seeing. It sets out where you're going. It's the framework that gets everybody internally to buy into, and it's the framework that gets everybody externally to buy into. And what I mean by that is, remember that all we're doing in business is connecting a person to a product or service. And how you do that is the emotional engagement. Now, connecting a person to a product or service involves two types of people. It involves your internal people. So at the commune, it's obviously the whole team that comes together, all 30 team members that work under the Coffee Commune. And externally, it's our target audience, from a coffee enthusiast to a barista to a cafe owner to a supplier to a coffee roaster. This is our external audience, and obviously consumers of coffee. So we've got to be very, very clear on what our vision is. We've got to be very clear on what the vision is of the organization, but we've also got to be very clear to set that vision and make it tangible, make people able to emotionally connect, to emotionally engage with it so that they can buy in. And so when you're building your personal development, when you're building your personal development and strategy, you need to have a very, very clear vision. And again, whether it's your personal life, whether it's your professional life, or whether it's your family life, you need to have a very, very clear vision of what it is that you or see where you want to be, what your goals are, and how you know, because then what it does is it sets up the next part, which is your strategy. Once you have a vision, you can build a strategy. You can't build a strategy without having a vision. You can't, have a strategy. I can't tell you to map out a course of action. I can't tell you to jump in a car, map out your route until you know exactly where you're going. And that where you're going is your vision. So think of it as a tangible example. If I tell you to jump in a car and map out a journey, you'll go, but where am I going? Well, no, we'll figure that out later. I want you to map out a journey. I want you to map out a strategy. Yeah, but I can't map out a strategy unless I actually have a vision. So using that as an example, you can't build strategy without a vision. It all starts with the vision, then comes your strategy. And a strategy is a general direction set and its various components to achieve a desired state in the future. Now that's a technical term, right? However, very simply put, it's a general direction and its various components to achieve a desired state in the future. So the desired state is your vision. So the desired state is, if for the future, is what is my vision? Then I can map out the general direction and the steps that need to happen to get to where we want to go. And I hope that sort of demystifies it. And again, you can't have strategy without vision, and you can't just have a vision without a strategy, because then you won't achieve what it is. So if we turn that model around and go, personally, I have a vision that I want to be a healthiest version of myself. My strategy is 5 small meals a day, no alcohol 4 times a week, training 5 hours a week. That then helps me achieve what I set out, my vision. And you can see how those 3 simple steps work together and in unison. That it starts with the vision, it then has a strategy to then achieve the outcome, which links in to your vision. And it doesn't matter whether it's personal, professional, or family. So, once you've got your vision, you've got your strategy, the next part that I talk about is mindset. And we hear a lot about this. I love Dr. Carol Dweck's work on growth mindset. She's probably the one that's made it most famous. I also love Dr. Joe Dispenza, does a lot of stuff around quantum physics and neuroscience, but it all boils down to having that big positive growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. I call it the yes if, not no because. So to me, the growth mindset is yes, we can do that if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus no because. And you'll see that in people very clearly is, do they have the no because mindset or do they have the yes if mindset? Are they the ones that jump on and go, yes, we can do this. However, to do that, we need the following things to happen. Or are they the ones that are the negative ones that say, no, this can't happen because of blah, blah, blah. Are they the problem identifiers or are they the problem solution activists? So think about that. Are they the problem identifiers or are they the problem solution activists? Do they present problems with possible solutions so that they can activate positivity, so that they can move forward and achieve things? So mindset, a person's usual attitude or mental state is his or her mindset. Think about that. And we've all got a natural mindset. So a great way to look at it is, am I the type of person that is optimistic, that goes, yes, if, or am I the pessimist that says, no, because? Am I the positive one that tries to see the best in all situations, that seeks the opportunity, or am I the person that gets down in the dumps? Now, of course, you're going to have crossover at times. You know, the recent lockdowns have made me question my mindset at times. I've gotten a bit negative and all the rest of it, but I've got a good set of people around me, namely my wife, when we go for a walk every morning, and she brings it and calls me on my attention and says, hey, you're slipping into that fixed mindset. Let's get back to where you normally operate with growth mindset. So remember that, you know, even the most positive people are going to have those negative thoughts and negative days, and that's okay. But as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, is when you have those negative thoughts, you've got to bring it, identify it, deal with it, and move on. Because you don't want that becoming your personality. People that sit in negativity, that drone on it, that negative thought breeds that negative mindset, which certainly starts to develop into a negative personality. And that's not where we want to play. We want to be positive. We want to be inspirational. We want to make people feel good about themselves. We've got to make ourselves feel good about ourselves. And we've got to think that things are possible. If we have a clear vision, we map out a clear strategy, we adopt the growth mindset. Yes, when things are negative happen, we stay in the right frame of mind, and we understand that everything is an opportunity to learn and be a better version of ourselves. And that's where we want to play, that's where we want to be, and that's what keeps us moving forward. Today better than yesterday, tomorrow better than today. Be there to accelerate your potential and accelerate the potential of those around you. And these are the things that make the Coffee Commune so exciting, is that we're here to accelerate people's potential. We want to be part of that ecosystem to accelerate someone's potential. I want to be able to move people from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. However, understanding I can't do the work for them. I can only do my work. I can only be a positive influence. Can be an ecosystem and environment. But remember, if you want to personally develop and you want to set up great strategy to personally develop, it starts with a vision, it then moves on to a strategy, and you've got to glue it with a positive growth mindset. Now, I want to share with everyone a strategy template that I use. This comes from Vern Hamish, that talks about the gazelles. He wrote the book Gazelles. He's written the book Scale Up, which is very famous for. Vern Hamish, very, very talented man. And this is the one pager that I like to use from Gazelles. So you can see it there, or you can Google it and download it online. We'll also try and work out a way to get out these slides as well to you guys that are watching, so that you can see all the slides there and you can print it off. But this is the template that I love to use. We're in the middle. I don't like the word BHAG, but in the middle, big, hairy, audacious goal. I'd like to put that as my vision. What's your 3-year vision? Where do you want to be in 3 years? You know, how are you going to measure that? I prefer, if possible, not to measure it in dollar signs. Dollar signs are a byproduct of getting something right. So for the commune, is it how many people we can help accelerate their potential? How many members do we have? It really comes down to how many tons of coffee do we produce. It all comes down to, depending on which department we're talking about, but as the overarching for Coffee Commune, it certainly is how many people can we help accelerate their potential. You know, is it 1 million people a week? Is it 1,000 people a week? Is it measured yearly? It doesn't really matter on the metric. What matters is that it then links out and talks about core values. What are the values? You know, what do you value? I value authenticity. I value integrity. I value honesty. I value communication. I value family. What is it that you value, right, as an organization? If you were doing this for a company, you would do that. If you were doing this personally, remember, personal, professional, family. Ultimately, you would have 3 of these. You would have one for you personally, you would have one for you professionally, and you'd have one for you family. What's your big, hairy, audacious goal for you personal? Like I said, mine was about my weight. What do I value? I value family. I value authenticity. I can't tell my kids to be healthy and I'm not living the example, which is integrity. Authentic about being honest to yourself. No, you're not in good physical shape. You need to lose it. And I'm just using different examples to try and bring this document to life. So BHAG, values, your purpose in life. Of course, once you have kids, for anyone that's listening and has got kids will understand, your purpose is not just about you anymore. It's about being the best leader, the best role model that you can for those that you've brought into the world. Remember, we don't own our kids. I'm a firm believer in that. We're there to shape them, guide them. We're caretakers, but we're their first role models in life. So my purpose is to be the best role model I can, and my value is family, and my BHAG is to be as healthy as possible. You can start to see how it works together. And then, of course, my brand promise. And the brand promise I said is I wanted to be the biggest loser. My brand promise was I wanted to be the biggest loser. I wanted to be that person that dropped the most amount of weight possible, and thus the journey to losing the 70 kilos. So, and then we move on to how do we set it up with our priorities? What are our quarterly priorities? What are our 1 year priorities? What are our 3 to 5 years? Setting it all up. And so this is the template that I use. This is a perfect template to put it all together in terms of your development. So once you build that vision, once you start to map out your strategy, you adopt that growth mindset, you are able to fill out this 1-page document, and that helps you glue it all together, right? And I'd say that these documents are a working document. They're not something you fill out, you file away. These are documents that you need to reflect on once a week, at least once a month. You look at it. This is my personal document. This is my professional document. This is my family document. This is my BHAG, or my vision, my goal, right? Remind yourself of your values, remind yourself of your brand promise, remember yourself of the problem you're going to solve, and then your priorities, update your quarterly priorities accordingly so that it all links back to what you want to achieve. And that's the best template that I've used, that I know. It's an actual working document, as I said. It's not something that takes forever to fill out. You'll actually find that the simpler it is, the harder it becomes. But once you map this document out and you are clear, you will find that you are able to talk about your vision, you're able to talk about your strategy, you'll be able to adopt a clearer growth mindset, but more importantly, you will get people to engage, whether it's your family, whether it's your team members, whether it's family, yourself, whatever it is. As I said, you will have a very, very clear manner in which to discuss, right? Which all comes down to what we've themed this Thought Leader series as personal development and strategy, right? In order for us to personally develop, and personal development for me is today better than yesterday, tomorrow better than today. To actually be and achieve that, for me, what it means is that I actually am very clear on my vision. I'm very clear on the steps I want to achieve, what the steps I go about to achieve that vision, which is my strategy. And I'm very clear that to pull it off, it needs to have a growth mindset. And then I always talk about pen and paper. As I said, our brains have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. We can tell ourselves some pretty serious crap if we are not careful. We need to be positive. We need to have that growth mindset, but more, we need to be clear. And there's no better way to be clear than to fill out this document that you see. That is the way that I've always been able to achieve such clarity in a business, whether it was New York, whether it was India, whether it was Asia, whether it was Australia, whatever business we're in and whatever we are doing, this is the document that I've used. And I used it for me personally. I've used it for me in a family context. And now at the Coffee Commune, we've got an overarching one. And then each department, whether it's people and brand, whether it's international coffee traders, whether it's Coffee Alliance, whether it's the facilities at the Coffee Commune, whatever, the 4 GMs, or actually the 5 GMs, as Jana looks after support services, she has one of these documents. They've all got their own strategic document that then flows down or flows from the major document. So the Coffee Commune's got one, and then the 5 different businesses that make up the Coffee Commune, the 5, call it silos, have all got their own strategic document that they work with their teams on to filter up into what we want to achieve. And that's how we develop as an organization. So if we replace that word personal development with organizational development, that's how we move forward to ensure today we're better than yesterday. So again, to recap, in order to personally develop, you need to make sure that you are very clear that there are 3 areas to your life: personal, professional, and family. You need to make sure that you have a very clear vision where you want to be for each one. You then map out a strategy for each one. You adopt a growth mindset, which is your glue to keep it together. And then you fill out a 1-page document that is a work in progress that you constantly refer back to keep you on track on where you want to be. And what I say is that if you do this, then you will achieve the goal. And the goal is personal development. So I've kept it as short as possible because of people's attention spans. Obviously, when things are online, I hope you've got a lot out of it. Feel free to share this with other people. This is exactly what the Thought Leader series is about. They're another way to learn from real people doing real things from experience. So it's not just me, it's other people that come in and run the Thought Leader series. If it's your first time having a look at this concept, that's great. Normally we have people in. As I said, this is the first time we've done it through technology, virtual, whatever you want to call it. So I hope it's come across well. I hope you've gotten a lot out of it. But I welcome everyone to come down when we do have our Thought Leader. Have a look at our website, coffeecommune.com.au. We've got a full map of programs there. along with 80 online courses and a whole myriad of offerings to deliver value to help people accelerate their potential. So thank you for your patience. Thanks for having me. This has been Phil DeBello. I'm the founder and managing director of the Coffee Commune, and my purpose is to accelerate your potential. Thank you.